It's time to talk semi-finals with Ross the Boss. Thanks to PointsBet and Ross. St Kilda Richmond is the first one, and you're impressed with St Kilda's ball movement last week against the Western Bulldogs, but can they execute this against the Tigers?
Well, it was an incredibly quick game, Bulldogs St Kilda. They kicked 32 points out of their back half. They went to a contest or they switched the ball. We'll see a couple of different modes, but fundamentally 32 points is huge. Richmond, for a whole year, averaged 9 points a game. So will their speed and desire to take it on really expose Richmond like they did to the Bulldogs? That's the question we're going to see.
Just on that, Ross, I thought the Saints were too quick for Richmond in the last time they met at Marvel Stadium. Do they have to make it a fast-paced game to beat Richmond?
Well, both of them play on both. You see Brad Hill, he's been criticised a bit, but I thought he was instrumental in their win. Just his ball usage control. You're right, they're both really quick teams, and I think it's St Kilda's one wood. You know, they're going to lose. They've lost Carlisle, they lost Ryder, so they're going to have to make it a quick outside game, and no team likes a quick outside game against you. Richmond are going to have to turn into a bit more of a slugfest.
Charlie Cameron spoke after the game about the way they approach playing against the Richmond defenders.
And obviously tonight, try to get up the ground and try to use my speed and stuff. And obviously he came with me, but obviously he couldn't roll off. And the times where he rolled off and tried to impact, I was able to get involved in some plays.
Just on that then, Ross, he gave us a little bit of an insight into how they approached it. He played out of the goal square on Grimes previous times. He said, I'm going to take him up this time around.
That's great insight. Yeah. It's fascinating. Yeah. So you learn your lessons mostly out of your losses. So he looked the last 3 or 4. Grimes loves the goal-scoring space. Yeah. 0 to 30 metres out corridor, he can help. The ball's funnelled in. Well, guess what? I'm going to take you up, use my speed, turn you around, and you're not going to be able to lay off and take intercept marks. And you can see they averaged 5 intercept marks, the Tigers, for the year. They had 0. Hipwood did the same thing. Come up the ground and got involved. So last time they played, when Richmond smacked them, they took 11. So credit to Fagan and his coaching team and the players' execution. The Tigers will need to go to school, as St Kilda will.
So Brisbane's plan was to occupy the Richmond defenders, and this is what they did. So here's Brisbane. Look at Hipwood. Sorry, that's Charlie Cameron. Take Grimes right up there, Ross.
So get up for the outlet. Get up for the switches. Up here, take them high. Use your pace and get him out of the goal-scoring space. Open side. But the key is being able to switch the ball. You can see there, Hipwood one-on-one. He brought up Asprey, but just enough where he couldn't intercept. And there's Cameron, as you're saying, still being able to get involved. Great planning, great execution, and a real lesson for the whole competition. Easier said than done, by the way.
So St Kilda, they've lost Ben Long, as we just heard. They've also lost Jake Carlisle. So how do they position this team? I think Josh Battle may get up for this game as well, but this is how I see it. I think Tom Lynch, Dougal Howard should be a ripper matchup, Ross. Jack Revolt, Callum Wilkie, he's had a pretty solid year, but how do you see the rest of those matchups?
Well,
I've got Shane Savage in, who may come in for Ben Long.
Yeah, well, Savage hasn't been really in all year, but he gives great offence and kick and run and bounce. So I think they need to get the Richmond forwards chasing and tackling, which they do really well. But what did they really do well? Not well last week. Richmond got outmarked, or big spoils. They need to bring the soft drop. St Kilda defenders, Howard, who dominated. If we watch St Kilda defenders as we roll the tape, they took a lot of intercept marks. So if they can get this done, but it's going to be harder with the combination of Lynch and Rewalt. So these intercept marks that they took really set up those counter-attacks that we showed earlier. Dougal Howard, he's been fantastic for St Kilda, but everyone chipped in. So it's going to be a bit more difficult against the height and the quality. We've acknowledged that the Bulldogs are a shorter team, but they're going to need to roll off and intercept and help versus Lynch and Rewalt.
Caulfield and Clark have been wonderful recruits for St Kilda. And Ross, can you see the Saints causing an upset?
Well, my heart would like to see that. Not many would believe that. But Richmond, I've been on them all year. I'm not going to jump off now. They'll be stung. They're proud. They have a lot of belief. They get Lynch back in. And really, it was tight last week. Bar lack of discipline and stoppage defence. With Lynch in, they'd get it done. So I think Richmond, I'm really confident that they win.
I am too. Tigers will win and win well, in my opinion.